Hi everyone. I'm a bit more subdued than normal, but what can you do? Okay, so this is mostly a Q&A because I've covered most things in the questions. I've got quite a few questions here. I assume you can all hear me, but I've just checked and it seems to be coming out okay. So yes, fun week. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought the problem we'd have is that the bank would pull the plug on us? But you know, what can you do? I mentioned it to someone else who, someone else is in business. I won't mention their names, but yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I know. Tell me about it. So, yeah. A bit disappointing, but the good thing is what's come out of this is everyone's been absolutely wonderful about this, and people, I mean, some people, I've been telling everyone, wait till you get your refund. Don't send the money again until you get your refund, okay? Please don't, because just make sure you get your refund. Make sure it's all sorted out, because there's, as I said, there's nearly £300,000 being refunded. Now a lot of people are sending money in, and a lot of them are new. But it's been really good. The support has been great. I'm getting lots of really nice messages. I get the occasional ones, you know. Well, actually, no one's negative. But you know, a couple want to cancel refund, and so let me cover that just for the record. Whereas before, what I did was, if there was a good reason for a refund, then I would do it. But now what I'm saying is, I suppose especially for this, is if people want a refund, just don't pay the balance, and then when it comes to shipping, I've got hundreds of people in waiting, and they're waiting until I can ship to the backers. So if people do want to have a refund and change their mind, once I start taking orders for that, for new people, then I can do the odd refund. So far I've had to do about 5 or 6, so it's not too bad. Bear with me just 1 second, sorry. Very professional TV show here, isn't it? I thought my little boy was crying, so I just want to make sure he's all right. But I'm assuming, I imagined it, because his mum would have been in there like a shot. Where was I? Yeah. So if you do change your mind, you want a refund, wait until we start replacing. Well, wait until the backers are supplied and we start taking on the waiting list people. And as I said, there's hundreds. So we'll process it then. The only reason I can't do it now is I've got to be careful now, because with all the credit card money coming in, we had nearly 300,000, and that was enough to get production going, manufacture everything, and we were laughing We was just on that. We was ready to go, and then the balance would have been like all the shipping money and some profit. So we was in a really good position until they pulled the plug. And there's no point me banging on about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Ironically, they actually sent me. They actually tried to charge me for all the commission, all of them. I noticed it on the bank, so that was hilarious. Thank you, because I deleted their direct debit, and then it obviously it bounced because the direct debit was cancelled. So I got to check that out tomorrow. But having a laugh. I know it's a computer thing, but I get it. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, as I said, everything's going okay. It's no problems. As I mentioned, well, let me just put a picture up. Oh, we don't want that one. What we want is that one. I suppose the star of the show is this. As you know, we've gone through a ton of work. And this is, well, that's actually not even the latest version. The one that you can see behind me, ironically it's running Sonic and it's playing on a PS2. But it's working beautifully. And so I'm really pleased with this board. And again, the back plane makes it all possible. But the journey we've been on with this, and there is more to come, but I can't talk about it in case, well, it doesn't come. But once I know for sure, then I'll come back to you on that. So the product is, as I said, the chassis is all the money's in the bank. So I'm not worried about that. I know I keep talking about it, but I just want people to be aware that, the money for making the chassis is all sitting in the bank. It was just the extras. There's so many extras. It's like, well, I tend to do quite well on the extras, but of course we need to now recoup this cash. So I'm going to go through now. I really wanted this to be a Q&A and just answer your questions, so people who come on and if they got any questions. So I'm gonna just have a quick look through. I should probably put my glasses on. Right. Right. Oh, okay, but yeah. So I transferred earlier today. Benjamin. Okay, yeah. Look, we are processing. What happens is it hits. Well, firstly, you don't transfer the money if you haven't got your refund. Okay. It's just don't do that. Okay. If you have got your refund, okay, then when you transfer, it might take a day before we see it. But if you, most people are doing what I asked, which was send me an email with all your details, because we've had a couple of transfers come through. Most of them have come through with a good name and the reference number. A couple have come through with just the name, and we've had real trouble tracking it down. But luckily, they did send an email, which gave us all the details, and that was great. So we've tracked them down. So it is a manual process going through checking on the bank, and we just match them up. But quite often, the companies don't send the amount. It might be like a % or a bit less, which is well, for one thing, it's annoying, but obviously because it's less money. But more to the point, we can't match the figures easily. We have to kind of, oh god, is that the right person? So it's a bit more tricky with doing it this way, because with the credit cards, we, as part of the order numbers on it, so it was easy to match. But we've just got to go through this. Yeah, Steph, you're absolutely right. That was the thing, because the woman I was talking to said, she mentioned the two scenarios and then said, yeah, we're pretty sure that's not going to happen. Now, they just don't like, the bottom line is, they don't like crowdfunding, right? And they say it's because they don't like crowdfunding because, there's concern about, their money being secure, that kind of thing. It's rubbish. It's because in the old days, they used to give us a bank loan. And we'd take out a bank loan, and now they're not getting them bank loans, and they're not making all those high interest rates on the bank loans. So that's the truth, if you want to know the big picture. And that was proved because when she said, but we can give you a loan to secure the money, even though you've sent the money. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, but anyway, so it's frustrating, but there you go. I can understand why banks might be cautious of Kickstarter's paying. Yeah, absolutely right. But here's the problem. I was at great pains to tell them the business and how we worked, and the last couple of times were fine. But we had I realised, someone actually mentioned somewhere that had I known the figure, I could have staged the payments, which is really true. We could have staged those payments if I'd actually been aware of this, because it is a pain. One of the biggest problems, obviously, you're probably aware, a lot of people treat the credit card as on the never never. Most, I think, treat it as a simple way of doing it, but some people treat it like putting it on the never never. And of course, if you're then going to pay it and it's come straight out of your account, I get that's an issue. So that's why I've said, if you have got that problem, let me know, and then you can just pay much closer to the time. If you in a country like Australia, which is stupid shipping, we can do it, pay the extras, and I'll mark it as collected. And then when it comes to shipping, we'll contact you to collect it, and then you'll say no. So okay, right. So then you'll need to pay the shipping. So it's not worth it unless it's like Australia or something like that. But that might help some people. So I do get it, but we can't do. Unfortunately, we just can't do like stage payments. It just, we are not set up for that. Right. God, there's nothing to be done about it now. Absolutely right. Is there one of those? No, that one I've already answered that on the thing. Is it possible now, given the bank has shut off the taps fully for card payments, or is it impossible now? Yeah, the bank has shut it off. I mean, I've cancelled direct debits to them and everything, so just to make sure they don't take the money for the fees for something I'm not getting. Right, let me go down these. Or is it possible to get? Oh no, okay. I suspect that would be more work. Yeah, I mean, this has become a lot of work. Okay, so Marco says my Visa overview still shows as paid. The Checkmate website doesn't anymore. Yeah, that's because we do the refund and I mark it unpaid, and it's showing refunded on their system. But of course, the process can take few days because it's not like a bank transfer which can be instant, and a credit card payment's instant, but refunds funny enough always takes longer. Hiya Buckbear. Audio. Okay, is there a way to confirm that we were processed for the refund, or should we just wait? No, everybody, if you saw your order on my system that was paid and it's now saying unpaid, that means that you've had a refund. If you are concerned, not now, in a week's time, because I've got the records of this, I even, in case they closed my system down, which would be really annoying, I took backups of the screens to show that the figures are refunded. So I've got all that data. So it's there, but it's just the company's taking the time to do the refunds. I hope it's a couple of days. I might, if it's not like in a couple of days people aren't getting them, I will contact them and see what's happening. But we've done refunds before and it's never been an issue. It just takes a few days. People get the money, they're happy. So I'm not worried about it. I transferred earlier today after confirming a credit card refund, but the website still shows unpaid. Yeah, I think Benjamin. Okay, as I said, we are stepping through. I might have even seen that one, but we've got, my wife does the bookkeeping, and we're both looking at the payments coming in. Doesn't, just because you did it today doesn't mean it arrives today. It might arrive tomorrow. I can't check while we're online. If you've got a concern, just email me. When you do, make sure you put your order number. When repaying, is it possible to remove a couple of items? Do what you like. Yeah, if you want to change your order, that's fine. So I've got no problem with that, because it's basically you decide what you want and then pay accordingly. Not sure what laws are in the EU, UK, but in the US, I don't think you're allowed to bill a credit card until you ship the product. Is that part of the problem here? You know, I mean, you can prepay. There's nothing saying you can't do that. And again, I was bored saying this now. I was clear about this. But yeah, I mean, once I get this stage when we actually we are shipping the products out, we will get a new credit card payment system in line, and we will do it at about that point. So just hopefully not everyone sits there waiting, because it's going to slow this process down to a grind. I mean, it really will. We have got, if the money comes in really slowly, then I have got plans afoot. Basically, we'll just order half numbers, because we can order half, ship it, and then we can make those, and then just order another half later on. So, but it also means if people are waiting, I'll be more inclined to open up orders to other people as well. So at the moment I have no intention of doing that. But if people all sit there waiting until we've shipped them, that just makes it more tricky. No, why wouldn't doing bank transfers cause Barclays to do the same thing and say suspicious activity? I have money coming into the account all the time, so there's no reason for that. That's just not the case. See, the problem is so you understand this. The reason is, theoretically, because they process the payment, they are liable to, if my company went belly up, you'd go back to the credit card companies. They'd have to refund you the money, and that's the issue. Yeah, it's all, and I understand it. I actually get it, but it's just the way they've gone about this. Instead of trying to be helpful, it's just the way they've gone about it, which was, to me, was wrong. I quite often pay for something by credit card when ordering, not after delivery. I tried to send money via XC, but they disabled my account. Yeah, a couple of people have said this. I'm not sure why. I don't know what's going on with that. I can, in a few days, if it's still an issue, I can contact them. But it might be just something else. I really don't know. Barclays could have at least bought us dinner before this kudos. Yeah, that's right. Well, as I said, no one's lost any money, right? No one's lost any money. They did send me the email, and it did say that they might withhold refunds, and I phoned them. I was furious, and then they said no, because they just basically, they got a big. They've set up a temporary bank account with tons of money in it, and I've just now flushed it and refunded all of it. So, right, you enter credit card info when you order, but a credit card isn't actually billed until the product ships. That's not with this. It's not delivery date, ship date. How long should we wait until reaching out if we don't see? I would give it 5 days. Seriously, I mean, if I've mentioned this, I think I even said 5 to 10 days, but I think you should allow 5 working days. Seriously, I am going to probably contact them tomorrow and say I've refunded it, or how long should it take. But remember, Barclays have refunded it to the credit card company. It's then down to your credit card company to refund it back to your account. That's probably going to be a bit of a delay there. So, so there was ETA on the credit card payments. No, okay. Is there an ETA? No, because I've not. It's literally just. I'm not exactly a big fan of it at the moment. So, for the time being, it's a job that I will do, and later on, because I'm not going down this again. The money comes in and then they lock it up. So I'm gonna wait till we've started shipping. Once I start shipping, or once the stock's here, and then I'll sort out a new credit card system, because I'm probably gonna have to change banks because it's annoyed me. Probably gonna try and find another bank a bit more business friendly. But that's going to be a process because it's only a week since this happened. Could I transfer money via my local bank? I would transfer £1, not from UK. Just started watching. Wish you good luck. Yeah, thanks. If you're in the UK, you can. The only thing I would suggest, if you go to your local bank, you will get reamed on the exchange. Well, check check how much it's going to cost to send it, and make sure that we get the amount that's on the order, because again, for one thing, is obviously we need every penny we're getting on this, because we're not making a huge amount of profit on these ones. We are making profit, but we're not making a huge amount, and so losing some money on the bank charges is, I don't mind if it's like 1%, maybe, because I was paying that on the credit card, so that's not an issue. But if you start getting 2, 3, 4, but if everyone does that, it's going to slow everything down. Really is. Although I am getting quite a lot of money coming in. Mega 65 order with PayPal freezing their account. That took them 6 months to get the money. I'd already heard about this before I did this, and this is why I won't touch PayPal. But ironically, Barclays did the same. Except the difference is they're actually they're not receiving it. They're not releasing it. Period. Okay. Oh, interesting. My bank in Spain has already refunded the money, eliminating the Visa operation without currency fluctuation or surcharges, as if it never happened. Well, that's a bonus. Okay, that's good. I'm pleased about that. Just check my click card, no refund. I'll keep it. Yeah, okay. You've got to allow 5 days. So is the problem sorted with an alternative solution? I didn't pay. No. Bank transfers for the time being. Literally. It's the only way I can do it. Later. Probably 3 months down the road. Once we've got the products arrived, and then I can say to the credit card companies, yes, we're processing and shipping out as fast as we can. We have stock, and if they want, they can come and have a look if they want and see the stock. And I'm not going down this route again. So we have to send an email with your details when transfer happened. Oh, Greg, look. Hang on. Look, by all means do this in 5 days. All right, if you haven't had your transfer in 5 days, email me. But I can't have 600 emails and I'm having 3 or 4 emails backwards and forwards when it is refunded. Because it's just, this has already become very time consuming. So just trust me. Do not send the balance. I wasn't expecting anyone to send any money until they all get the refunds. So I wasn't expecting to receive any money until a week's time. So don't worry about that. Just wait till you get your refund. Once you got your refund, then if you can do the bank transfer, you'll help this project no end. Okay. People are doing it. The money is coming in. So by bank transfers. And it is starting to roll in, which is great. But I don't want people sending money if you haven't had your refund. Let's just be honest about that. As I said, don't send the money until you got your refund. Let's see how long it takes HSBC UK to refund my debit account. Well, that should be instant. See, I don't see no reason. Because I did the... To be fair, I finished off all the bank transfers last night, Sunday, about 6:30, 7 o'clock. About 8 o'clock. Finished off the last one, and so it might take. You think at best process the next day, maybe a day to happen. Reality, but you have to allow 5 days because someone just go, oh, it's money. We'll just look after it for a little while and then trickle it out. I noticed XC is not available in Japan. Oh, God. Okay. Is a good question. Well, I've only got about 3 or 4 people in Japan, so maybe pay later once I got the credit card sorted out. The Arcuda Unicorn panel was sold at Arcuda site, so now I'm waiting. But the chassis for it, that's the part you need to worry about now. Yeah, okay, so yeah, just... If you're, I know I talked everyone into buying a complete package. That's basically, it's kind of almost like an insurance policy. Now, not that I'm doubting the Arcuda team, but I know it's going to take a little while. So if you for the £120, you'll have a system, you can use it, and then later on you can upgrade it. and we don't want them to rush it out. We want them to use our back plane, and so that may take a little while. This is about timing, because I know they want to distribute the monitor as well, and they want to help me in Australia and the Asia Pacific region. They want to help out there by shipping, so they're really into the project, but it's not straightforward. Yeah, we aren't sending money until we get a refund. Absolutely. I've been saying it all the time. When you say bank transfer, do you mean an ACH transfer or wire transfer? I'll have to research on my bank how to do this. Okay, I mean, I don't know what you're going to call it. We call it a bank transfer, an international bank transfer if you're outside the UK. I suggested xe.com because it's the one I send all around the world, mostly China and like Germany and places like that. But that's what I use to send money about, and it works well for me, and the rate is pretty good. It's all done in the actual rate conversion. They take a very small percentage off, and you can see what it is because you can check what the rate is and see what they're charging, and it's not a lot. And a lot of others put a £5 charge, £10 charge, that kind of thing. And I'm a UK customer. There's go and past experience. I don't expect to receive anything back in account for at least a week. Yes, and you're in the UK. What's your bank details for the transfer? It's on the order. Go to the order form. Everything's there. We have our company's registered address on there for the transfer if you need it. So everything's on the order page. Okay. There's no more questions. Look at that. Not really sure what else to talk about because apart from fact of money. So if you want to put some more questions in, then I'll answer them. But otherwise, it's getting hot in here. Is there any? The trouble is that we're at a stage now where I can't really. News. I can't talk about new stuff. I could show you something different, I suppose. Hang on. Let me put this back to here. Well, there's something mildly new, really new. So, some of you know about the Raspberry Pi fitting kit. So here's a Pi 4, okay? And obviously this is all going to go into a mount frame. I'm just in the process of, was in the process of doing a new mount frame for it. But if you see this little switch here, happy made for me, it's just basically on the back of the monitor. We're standardizing on this little rocker switch, which I really like. And it has a connector which goes off to a USB type A, which plugs onto the back plane, and then it has a barrel power connector onto it, which goes through to a little adapter wire, and then the HDMI will go from there. We've got a cable that connects that into the internal HDMI. It's simple as that. So those little that's going to be the fitting kit. I just think the little switch is actually really nice. I quite like it. So it means you can disable it or turn the power off if you're not using it. Do remember to shut down because it's not going to shut down. It's just going to kill the power. So that's one thing. The other thing is, which this is not on the shop yet. If you haven't seen this, so this is actually something Appy built as a test. It was really just originally for a test. But I really like it because the idea is you have these little connectors hard to see, but this is the VGA obviously. So the idea is if you put something in that's got like a mini MIG or something like that, that's got VGA input, you can connect plug that into the VGA output. It's then connected onto this, and when you plug in, the system switches to it. And also you've got like audio in and bits and pieces there. Again, it's mostly for testing, but if you've got a board that wants to plug in with audio and that, it's quite nice. So we're not sure exactly what, because we've got another version that's being done which has got phonos on it, but it's getting a bit big, so we're not quite 100% sure on this thing yet. But I see it's got potential for plug-in for, like, you know, do-it-yourself ones where you've got a board that wouldn't normally fit, but you can make a frame and you can mount it and then use this. You can connect it up to the monitor. I just thought that was a nice thing, and that'll once we decided on the final, that might. The trouble is, I've got so much to do with the existing parts. It's very it's hard work, and so I don't want to be, you know, releasing that as another product. I mean, well, that'll come later on. Or, you know, I will probably give. To be fair, I'll probably give. I don't know if we can give design away because there's a chip on there with a pre-programmed chip. So I'm not sure if we can do that, but I'd have to speak to Appy about it. There's a little tiny chip that's got it's a little pick chip. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that. If Appy's probably online, I don't think it's Appy online. Yes. Oh, here he is. Here he is. He's popped up. Let's see if there's any more questions. Is there a specific reason why you want us to use XC, or can I use it? Do what you like? I only suggested XC because I use it. A lot of people have said to me, "Oh, what am I going to use to do it?" And so that's a good potential. And I know it's a reasonable. It's not an overly expensive system to use. Yes, they charge a little bit on the rate conversion, but it's not a huge amount. So that's why I use it. But you can use whichever you like. Just look at. Be conscious of, check the rate that they're charging against what the actual rate is. But you can do a Google search and just check the exact rate. I'll give you an example. So XE.com, the other day I was checking and I had to send some money, and the actual rate was 127 something. But the rate that I got through XE was 1252, 1254, something like that. So it was a small amount they take, but of course, when you're sending tens of thousands, it actually all adds up, and so it's actually quite a good little bit of business to be involved in, and it's all done live. So the rate fluctuates as you're doing it, okay, and you have to get it when it's green. But it's if you're doing international transfers, and which I do all the time, it's a good one to use, and I was recommended. So it's actually quite good. I don't get kickback if that's what you're thinking. Can I have your card details and security code, and then I can pay up in full? Now I just need to wait for that darn refund. Please wait. People sending money. Just wait. I told you I'm not in a rush. I'm expecting to wait a week, and then hopefully not all that money's going to come in, but hopefully most of that money's going to come in, because people have been absolutely wonderful. I will say that. Nobody, honestly, you can look through all the questions. Nobody's looked negatively at this, which is good, because it was, as I said, I do take partial responsibility for this because I just assumed it was okay because I'd done it for 4 years. But with hindsight, but that's always but yeah, so but it's one of those things. Let's move on, right? Because I just wait for the darn refund. Yep. What's tonight's? Okay. For those who want to know, Abbott. I really like this. I was like speckled hen, but I like the special one. Well, like an alcohol, special brew. No, I like the slightly stronger one. I like ales. I have paid today but not got my refund yet. Why is that so? No, it's not bad. It's just I'd rather it's not bad. A lot of people have been sending the money, they haven't got their refunds, and I'm really, quite moved by that. The reality is, I'd rather you get your refund straight, back where you started, now do it again. Yeah. One little thing. Someone did mention, and it wasn't a negative. I first read it, it seemed quite negative, but actually I don't think it was. One person did come up with an interesting point. was when the money was sent, if it's an international transfer, the exchange rate when it comes back, is there going to be any lost money? I've obviously stressed to Barclaycard that they give the full refund. Now, interestingly, if you're in America, right, let's just take that as an example. The pound against the dollar was 127, and now it's 125. So basically, the pound was at, there should be no reason for you to lose any money. If anything, if they're going to mess around with that, you should get more back. I'm sure that, I'll be very interested to see if people to send me what they sent and what they got back. And whilst the official answer, I've got to do this, okay, I've got to do this. Official answer is I'm not responsible for them. You're losing money on exchange, refund and back again, right? That's the official answer. The reality is, if there does seem to be that, because I cancelled direct debits, and I'm basically, so I know I've got to pay some fees on some money. I'm just going to hold it. They're probably going to sue me for it. I don't know yet, but I might sue them back. But so there potentially will be some money, and I'm going to tell them I'm going to withhold it and make up any people's losses. So I can't guarantee that, but do bear in mind that if there is any difference between what you sent and what you received, let me have that with, forgive me for saying this, but with proof by email. And what I'll do is I'll drop them in a box, and then we'll look into that. I can't promise I'll be able to do anything, but it is something that I am going to keep an eye on. Find out my invoice in GBP shows the exact same amount as the base taken with the Visa. I hope so. I'm not. Yeah. I was expecting more negative complaints about this. I'm happy to not have my expectations met. Good people. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I've been very lucky with my backers. I've not. I am touching wood. I've not had any negative. I've had the odd comments, like, because they didn't read something, and then just, or they, I want a refund, and then I say, they're unhappy, I'll give you a refund. Oh no, I don't want a refund. Oh well, okay then. But no, the community has been absolutely fantastic. And bearing in mind, there's 1,400 backers, which is a lot. The only odd things has been people's circumstances have changed, and the reality is, like one today. It's quite expensive. The only thing that's changed in price is actually the scaler board. It's gone from 59 to 89. Because it's really a custom board. But apart from that, everything is what we said it was going to be. I think shipping may have gone up a fraction compared to what I was quoting, and if the shipping charge had stayed the same, it'd been fine. But it's just the fact they got all these emergency fees and stuff. So I don't quite understand. It's quite expensive. Well, you knew it was there. It was in the list. Right, next. Is my bank is dead, seeing as XC literally. Oh god, yeah, I'm really upset. I was ashamed about that because I don't see why it would ban you, but I don't know. I can't comment on that. Yeah, I was expecting more negative complaints about this. Happy, yeah, I know. What a little more pain waiting for a great product. Has been over 3 years for Spectrum Next. Look, Spectrum Next. I didn't buy one, but I'm assuming it's a very positive, and there was a bit of a wait. To be fair, yes, we are going to be late, that. But actually, I don't think we're going to be that late because, as I said, I'm about to sign off the chassis, the tooling. I should have them in about a week. I'm going out to China at the end of the month just to progress everything. The controller boards are actually made. We've got to check them, and there's bound to be a second version. But the main slot 0 board is made, and the backplanes. I mean, they're happy to, done bulk of the work for them, but they have actually done it, and that it's sounding really good. And as I said, once things are nailed and I'll come back with like even more good news. But I can't yet because until I can confirm the good news bits, I'm going to keep my gob shut. And so's Happy because he's a good lad. Well, I can say lad because he's about 20 years younger than me. But there is going to be, fingers crossed, some really good news coming. But I didn't want to mix. Well, I can't mix it up anyway. But I didn't want to mix it up with the. But I didn't want to try and soften the the whole refund business with it. Oh, okay, right. Let's have a look. Can you explain about the small change in shipping prices on the invoice? I'm not sure what you mean. Can you? If you're in the UK, right? This is irony time. I realised when I set all the prices up that I'd set the UK one for £10 and actually it was £7, £7 or £8. So a lot of people paid based on the £10. We're talking £3 plus VAT, right? But a lot of people paid on the £10. And when I refunded them all, they got that back. But then when they look at their invoice, it's actually less than the money they got back. So they're actually in pocket. Yeah, but that's only, unfortunately only in the UK. But yeah, it was just because I realised I'd put £10, it should have been £7. That was because the shipping prices changed and I'd updated all the others, but I hadn't updated the UK. My fault. Right, assuming that's what you mean. The original Raspberry Pi kit was for the CM4 board. CM4 board. No, ignore that. You mean this one that I've never been able to get working? Look, unfortunately I bought this and it don't work. And I haven't had time to sort it out. It could just be me. I will do one, right? But the board was always meant for this. Those pictures were just an example, right? It was always meant for the Pi 4, okay? Because it's the best way of doing it. You don't need that developer board, and the Pi 4 kit is the one you want. I mean, ironically, it costs the same as the Pi. I know. And there's cables and there's a little switching switch, and you got the metal frame to hold it in place. Right. Oh, do you intend doing a kit for the CM4? If there's well, I mean, I can quite happily release the drawings and you can print your own. I'm if there's a demand for it and people ask for it, I'll make a batch. I don't know if I'd be able to do both colours. But again, we'll see. But if there's demand for it, I'll make it. I mean, it's like anything. Ideally, I'd rather just release the 3D print version, and you could just print your own, screw it up, put it in, and it'll work great. There'll be a lot of that. I mean, hopefully people are going to make their own frames. Will I be able to meet you at Amigo event in Germany this year? I'll be there. Yes, come up, say hello. Please remind me. Because I got all these names here. Arcadia's. Oh God, I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to embarrass you by trying to pronounce your name. Come up, say hello. Tell me you're back, mate. I'm there. If you're at the party, no, I don't drink much these days, so I'll probably be there with Fassi. We have a great time. I tend to do with Fassi quite a lot, and he's become a good mate, and he helps on the stand, and we go out and partying, and we were like a couple of old women, a couple of drinks, and then go and find out, because we found this great place that makes really great kebabs, and just sitting there eating. So that, yeah, went to the last one, and oh my God, it was great, but the music was really at that really deep bass, and it was rattling me kidneys, and in the end, I gotta get out of here. But yeah, come and say hello, obviously. Yeah, I can sell secrets if you're interested. Yeah, I'll make up some secrets that Happy can sell. How about that? Amigo love. Oh, hello. That sounded a bit dodgy, didn't it? Oh, hello. Sorry if you explained this already. In this situation, something you'd fire your bank over, or even sue them if there's a legal leg to stand on from SA Crowdfunding. I am considering it. More to the point, my local MP's quite good. Helped me out with a problem in the past with NatWest. Now I'm going to possibly look to taking it to my MP, because they tend to raise this thing higher up and shake the managers upside down. Not from the fact of what they did to me, but the fact that of their whole attitude to small businesses. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I can rattle some people. As for suing, no. Don't get me wrong. If I could probably afford it one day, but I don't want to waste that money. I'd rather put that money into developing another product. Just move on. The community's got me. Well, hopefully the community's going to get me out of this. It's saying the bit rate's a bit high. We recommend you use a lower stream. Okay, I'm not changing the stream size. I'll remember that for later. Carl, hello, Carl. Sorry, survive. What's happened? Everything okay? It's all cool. Barclays Bank. Shit, all over me. It's a nightmare. Have you been to Turkey? Those Nashes look brand new. Jesus. My teeth, bane of my life. Tell you a story about my teeth one day. Oh, I can tell you stories, mate. Don't want to go on about it. But I'll tell you what, I might be going to Turkey. What are the chances you could open up payments through PayPal? Okay, right. Now, here's the issue with PayPal. Two things. Firstly, it would have to go friends and family, because if not, the problem is, it's not that I'm against consumer rights. Not at all. So don't read into that. That's why I did, because Visa has consumer rights. Yeah, this is why they pulled the plug. It's not that. It's just that if you're selling products using PayPal, high value products, a customer can go, oh, it's not quite the right colour. I'm exaggerating a bit. But, oh, it's not the right colour. Or I turned it on, it didn't work. I want my money back. They keep the product, and then PayPal just give them the money back. And then I'm in for whatever. So that's why I can't do PayPal. There'd be no discussion about it. There'd be no communicating to say what's the problem and getting both sides of the story. It'd be an instant. They'd just refund the money and take it from my account. So the customer gets their money back and the product. And don't think that because that does happen. Now, is everyone going to do that? No, of course not. With friends and family, theoretically, we could do that. But then again, I'll be concerned about if there's suddenly an influx of money, they grab it. Whereas a bank transfer, in theory, it's just a bank transfer. But anyway, right. I agree. A lot of people want to do PayPal. I will look into it. To be fair, I will look into it, but I am really nervous for those reasons. The two reasons: firstly, them holding on to the money, and secondly, the whole thing of some people will just go, "Oh no, don't want it. It's the wrong colour," and then they keep it and keep the money. Amigo, please wait with legal action till after I get my monitor. I'm not. No, I'm going to go down the whole political route. If I could do it, I'm going to go the political route, because if anything, the league is suing them isn't going to get any negative publicity. And this is not really about necessarily my case, but I'm not the only. This happens quite a lot. So, and it was also why is it that people who are doing crowdfunding, which crowdfunding is a seriously good way of doing it. But the banks don't like it because they don't make money on the loans. Yeah. So the point is, they give us a loan, right? They secure it on your house, so they're safe. If your business doesn't work out, you lose it all and your house and everything, and they get it, right? Crowdfunding, if it fails, you don't get any money. You move on and go and get a job at McDonald's flipping burgers, right? But if you are successful, you have the money, and as long as you didn't make a mess of the finances, you have the money to do everything, and you've got the money already. Now, with my model, it's always been there's extras. Now, in this case, the panel, Yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a great business model, but the banks don't make any money out of it. They make the money on the transaction of the credit card, or maybe the bank transfer, but they don't make any money on the business loans. That's why they don't like it. Benjamin. Yeah, Wise has been mentioned before. Um, I got the wife to look into it, and it's not for us because they're treating it as a bank account. So basically, you send all the money in. It's a bank account that's I don't need a bank account. I just need the money transferred into our bank account so we can then send that out. It's just too complicated. Now, having said that, I've had some Wise transfers sent that's hit. Well, assuming they actually do hit the bank account that are coming into the bank account. Now, if that works, it means you can use Wise. Now, other people are using Revolut. So I'm going to mention probably on an update. I mean, there's a lot of updates, but I'm going to probably mention that you can use Revolut. I've got a couple of coming in Revolut. A lot of people have mentioned Revolut. Wise, if that comes to okay, then yeah, fine. I think they'll be more expensive than xe.com, but we'll see. Let's go. PayPal blocking your account due to sudden high flow of money would leave you as much defense system in case of the bank. Yes, which is why I don't want to touch PayPal. I already knew about the PayPal. I even phoned them up, PayPal, and asked the question, and they said yes, we will. If there's an influx of money, they'll stop it, keep it, and you've got to then fight them for it, which is like, really. The financial ombudsman is a place to go. Yes, it's on my list. I'm going to leave it. I need to leave it a period of time. I've already got the letter written. I'm waiting. I don't want to confuse the refunds. Yeah, let the refunds get done. I may even have to move banks again. You know. So card payments were a problem, but bank transfers are safe. They cannot. Well, yeah, I mean, look, bank transfer is a bank transfer. I mean, you know, hang on. Theoretically, they can't. I mean, if someone sends you money to pay for a product, they can't complain. They're not the point. The problem with the card, they are theoretically they are liable for the amount of the card transfer. If it's like a Visa credit card, they are or Mastercard, they are liable for that figure. But the reality is that. With a bank transfer, they're not. They don't care. It's just unless they want to be RC. Yeah, bank shouldn't. I'm in Portugal. I see that in your site. Click to pay. I'm in Portugal. Click to pay. You shouldn't be able to see a click to pay. It should say. Let me show you what it should say. Hang on. I'll just. Let me see what it's going to say. Right, let me just switch this and switch that. Right, that's what you should be seeing. That's all you should be seeing now. When you finish, when all these are ticked at the top, you see the outstanding to pay and it says bank transfer. And all the details are there, even a link to xe.com. And no, I don't make any money on it. So that's all you should see now, Catel. You may have seen it in the past, but you shouldn't be seeing it now. Anyway, that's what it's like now. Have you mentioned the secret invader load? Happy. I understand chargebacks and consumer protection. There you go. Yeah, that's the issue. So as I said, I had a sympathy for them until they try to give me a loan secured to my house to stop them losing money. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, okay, so yeah, okay, Nav Catel. Yeah, that changed 2 days ago. That's gone now. The problem was, as I said, when this started, they said it's very unlikely, so we kept the credit cards open because my concern was if I tried to turn them off, people would panic. Right, I think something's wrong. Although they probably did, because I did turn them off in the end. But it took them a week to come to the decision, which they said they probably wouldn't. And then they did. Wise does do bank transfers. In fact, money through Wise can only be delivered to a bank account, but sometimes the transfers can take a long time depending on the situation. Yeah, okay. Once I get a refund, any issues with remove an item from the invoice before paying? Want to delete the bags? No problem. Yeah, if you want to delete, I have actually mentioned this because I know a lot of people are bunging it on the credit card and the never. If you've ordered for, the system will not want you to reduce the number you backed, but I can get round that for you. I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you buy what you backed, and if there's a financial reason, I'll help you. Trust me. But if you've added an extra monitor on top and you've changed your bloody mind, then you, by all means, you can modify the order because it's just marked unpaid. Do what you like. It will get up. The system will get upset if you try and remove. Please don't remove the bloody back planes. We need to keep Appy in libations. Yeah, but keep the back plane. But if you do want to reduce your order, feel free. That's it. Oh, hello, Retro Dolphin. Just as I was about to go, was it something you said? Come on, if there's any more questions, because I need to just basically go and see my gorgeous wife. And I've been on here an hour, and I'm cooking. Actually, it's really bloody hot up here. Any more questions? Oh, if you're wondering, in the background, that's the monitor with Appy's retro scaler. No one said it was an arse. With PS2 going in, playing a Sega game. I know all the Amiga fans are going to be going, why isn't there an Amiga? Oh, I haven't plugged it in. Give us a chance. I've been doing lots of testing. Just so you know, we have one of the boards. And it lost a colour, and it was just one of the chips. Swapped it out because Appy's reusing chips, which makes sense because they're expensive, and occasionally the heat they don't like the heat move. Yeah. So we're sorting out a whole load of new chips, but obviously it's just prototyping. But this one is working beautifully, and there's still stuff to come, tweaks being done at the moment. So yeah, that board, as you can see, is looking really good. Brilliant. More sunshine for Appy. I've just tuned in. I can play the video back though. Okay, yeah, okay. I think this monitor's reaching far beyond the Amiga community. Oh God, yeah. I mean, the Amiga community want it for specific reasons, make it work on an Amiga, and you need to. Well, actually, do you know what? If you run it through composite, it really looks good. You don't get me wrong, buy Appy's board, but yes, it's better going through SCART or component. The quality is better, but the composite, as long some Amigas have got a dodgy composite output, to be fair. But if you've got one with a good composite output, damn, it looks really good. You can run it in high res interlace, and it's not until you plug in SCART you think, oh, that is better. The composite is really good. So yeah, you might not need it for an Amiga fan, especially if you've got HDMI. If you've got HDMI and you just want to flip back for the games and stuff. But yeah, you look. The proof of the pudding is about 95% of people buying monitors are buying Appy's board, and it's just a great board. I'm going to do a video on it. I really need to do but we're still tweaking certain bits. You've probably seen some of the stuff. It's for those that don't know, it can do things like this. if you're going in with the RGBI, CGA, EGA and the 9-pin connector, you can run the displays in mono mode. I mean, it's just flick a switch and you change the blue, and then you've even got amber. I mean, come on. This is brilliant. And, you know, there might be more. So, yes, Appy's Retro Scaler is absolutely brilliant. So I'm really, really pleased with it. Right, I've just okay. I think this might, yeah, okay. Good luck sorting through things. Thanks for the stream. We need to talk, Mr. Amiga Love, because some of the I really like some of the videos, especially the Amiga 1000 ones. People know I'm a bit of a sucker for the Amiga 1000. We should talk. I'm not part of the Amiga community. The oldest computer I've ever owned was Windows 95. Okay. My CRT's a poor geometry. Yeah. I mean, look, you know, plug in Windows 95 and Windows in, it's fine. I've got Mac OS, looks great on it as well. Hello, Happy. What is your bank account number? It's all on the order. Okay. Let me just switch this. There you go. It's all here. Everything is there. Of course, you can't take money out. And if you do know how to do that, let me know, because then I can do it to others. Do RF input happen sometime? Well, the answer is yes. Okay, I can tell you this. My aim was, as you probably know, there's I'm not going to tell you more on this, but my aim was we've got this S-Video kit, and we're going to include the RF one as well. Okay? So if you've ordered this, unless they put the price through the roof, I'm going to include this. Okay? That's all I'll say. So, because I want to make it, because that S video is kind of half in there, and I thought, you know, it's going to be a great little monitor, I tell you. I still have a Philips TV tuner somewhere. Happy's arse, yeah. When I get bored, I may hide some hidden Easter eggs in the monitor and control from remote. As long as they're not rude. Because, so I'm not Commodore, but I'm not going to stop shipping because someone put Commodore wankers. Well, hopefully Happy doesn't put Steve's a wanker, but... yeah, don't worry. Look, these little boards, you know, they're just RF inputs. Go for HDMI, okay? Cost you $30 or whatever. But I'll get them for about $10. So you know what I mean. I'll put them in. How strange to be running a business like this in 2023, expecting customers to manually comply with your wishes for a straightforward transaction. I use a ZX Spectrum. It's straightforward. Not that straightforward. It was straightforward, but it's changed. Oh, I did order those. This is going to be my main monitor when they ship. Well, that'd be good. Just check. Yeah, I know. Everyone's probably just checking all the time. No refund yet. Don't sit there waiting for it. Give it 5 days. Or, you know, maybe check every afternoon or something. I think my cat's trying to come in. Should we let her in? Come and say hello. Right, who likes cats? Is she a beautiful cat? See? She is actually quite cute. See? You want to say hello to everyone? Yeah. The good thing is I can do the the Bond. Ah, Mr. Bond. Bell. There you go, sweetheart. Her name's Belle. Ah, there's a story. Right, we'll get off computers. Do you want to know how I found her? Because she's actually French. So, I went on holiday and to France, to Egypt, and with the wife before Alfie was born. And she would come into the kitchen, just lay on the floor. Skinny little thing she was, proper little runt. Obviously not been feeding herself very well. And I mentioned to the people who run the place, and they said, "Oh no, that cat keeps coming back, and we need to." Oh God! So it wasn't our place. And she said, "Well, we're going to take it outside the village and just feed it and leave it there." And I said, me and the wife basically said, "If the cat comes back, we're taking her, bringing her home." And about 2 hours later, when we got back from a day trip, she was laying on the floor outside. I opened the door, she came in, laid on the floor. That was it. Told the people, I'm taking her home. I'm going to feed her. And so we fed her up. Just give some chicken, loads of food. And she's basically, I got lots of pictures of her when she was like, And we took, but it was a real palaver getting her home, obviously, because she needed to have all her jabs, needed to be checked over. This was quarantine, she had to stay there with the jabs. We couldn't bring her for 6 weeks. Luckily, I've got a friend who lives in France, so we drove to her, and she's got loads of cats. So she's down there licking her ass. Happy's retro scaler. Eventually we brought her home. It cost me a fortune. We've spent £1,000 on her getting her home. But no, she's lovely. And she's really good, my little boy. From when he was a baby, gentle. She'll come up to us if she wants to play. Ching, claws. As soon as little boy comes, in go the claws, and she just doof like that. Gentle as anything. It's a wonderful cat. World's geekiest Bond villain. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, Mr. Bond. Is she a product tester? No, because I don't think she's that interested. The migration from CRT to LCD has been a disaster for cats in general. Right. As long as it gets warm, cats will find a way. That's true. Right, I'm going to go. Because I'm now talking about my cat. Yeah, I'm going to go because I'm cooking. I'm literally cooking. So, and I'm a bit sweaty. Thanks so much. If you're going to pay, please, if you're expecting a refund, don't pay until you get a refund. I'm not expecting people to send the money until they get the refund, right? And as I said, it could be up to a week. It shouldn't be. It should be instant, right? But it isn't. But can you an Energy Star? Can you include an Energy Star sticker? Don't know about that. But yeah, don't pay it until you got your refund. Please don't do that. And if you do notice that the payment is less because of transfer rates, please send me proof, the before and after by an email. I do need proof. I can't promise we'll do anything about it, but as I said, I'm planning on withholding some of the money, the fees from before the disaster, to make sure that to make sure they pay you back properly. And if that's the case, we may be able to do a discount or give you a credit, or I don't know how we're going to do it because it's not worth transferring money for like a few quid, but. Keep it in there and let me know, and then we'll talk about it later. Yeah, I trust you. Yeah, look, you can trust me, but I do appreciate the show of faith. I truly do. But you just wait until you got it. Right, I'm gonna kill this stream because it's moaning because I set it for 10k instead of 5. Outstandings paid Canadian. You can pay whenever you like, but if you're waiting for a refund, wait, because I'm not in a huge rush. But card payments are off. Rewatch the video. Yeah, I paid on my credit card a while ago. Yeah, I know. If you paid before the 28th, you're fine. I've got the money. It's all good. My yacht's waiting. I'm going. I've got to go. I need to get out of it. It's too bloody hot. Thanks so much for stopping by. I will do this again. I'm not sure about next Monday. Actually, on Sunday, I'm going dirt biking. Oh, she's back. She wants to come back and sail. Are you coming back? Come on. Yeah? She wants to come sail. Do you want to come sail? Come here. Yeah, I'm going dirt biking on Sunday. So, and the following week on the Saturday, I'm going at a quarry. I might end up bouncing down upside down, so I might be in about 3 bits for the following one, but we'll see about that. But say bye bye. Yeah, I know. Yes, kissy kissy. She's French. Remember what I said? French. Let me see if she's purring. You're a purring. Right, all right. Oh, she smells. You know what it is? Caroline's done the flea treatment. She's got the ump back. Oh, now she's biting me end. All right, I'm going now. Thanks very much, everyone. I will speak to you in a week or two. She's busy now trying to attack my hand, but I'll see you soon. Thanks very much. Okay, see you later. And this is the bit where I go goodbye.